Hello, beautiful seekers. This is Clarity1129, and welcome to your solar eclipse reading. We have a solar eclipse on the 20th of this month. I am recording this on 17th April, and I hope to post it tonight or tomorrow so that you are in better position to know what's going to come up. It's not as though something is going to happen on that day. These energies but are going to be present around this time. So basically when this happens, you'll be able to point a finger at it, because these are not things that you don't know. It's already there in your subconscious. That's what's going to come out. It's going to be a quick reading. I'll be taking out 4 cards. Basically, we're going to look at what patterns you are meant to break at this time, and when you break something and move out of something, you need to move into something. So what is that new cycle going to be? And then we're going to look at what new things can you create in the place of all these old things, and finally, what are the unexpected changes that are happening around you which are unknown to you at this time. All right, and then we'll take out advice cards and see what comes through. So that's what the reading is about, and you'll just be aware so that when you see these patterns happening or repeated cycles, because you've watched this reading, it's going to be there in the back of your mind and you can change it accordingly. All right, let's see what comes through. So let's get started. As you can see, we have 3 piles. Pile number 1 is the Light Seers Tarot, or this clear quartz crystal point. Pile number 2 is the black Tourmaline crystal ball, or the Tarot of the Golden Wheel. And pile number 3 is the modern Witch Tarot and this beautiful Amethyst point. All right. So my dear seekers, close your eyes and take in a deep breath. Hold, exhale, relax into it. Slowly open your eyes, and whichever pile you're drawn to, that is your pile. All right, so let me make some place here. And for those of you, I don't know whether this is visible, I think it may be, just know that that's for me. I pull out 2 cards every day for myself to just keep me aware of what energies I can expect and what I should be doing. So don't get distracted by it. There isn't much place on the table because I've just loaded it up with so many things, and I don't know why. And today I decided I wanted some greenery in my reading as well. So I've got this here, but I think it's looking very congested now. Anyway, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. For those of you who've chosen the Light Seers Tarot and the clear quartz, which has got a lot of, I don't even know what they're called, with a lot of patterns within it. All right, so it always gives me the sense of the truth coming to you, and it coming to you in layers. All right, so let's see what's coming, what this solar eclipse has in store for you. So I'm going to shuffle and pull out 4 cards, and then we'll shuffle the other cards as well. The oracle cards, and then we'll begin your reading. All right. Three of Cups, the Sun, the 4 of Pentacles, and Judgment. Wow. Okay. This is the Prism Oracle, and we'll take out 2 cards from here after that sad shuffle. reflection, death, we'll take out 2 cards from the Soul's Journey Oracle. That is Joey snoring. He was under my feet. Wow, you get death the second time. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. And you know, with 2 major arcana, especially the Judgment card, I think this is going to be very transformational time for you, those of you who've chosen pile number 1. Alright. And we have imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And we're going to take out 1 card from the Star Codes Astro Oracle. I usually use this. I just take out the 12 zodiacs for my monthly zodiac predictions, but I don't use these so often. But I was called to do so. I can't do that shuffle anymore because this place is too congested right now. Get the 12th house, introspection. Look at that. You have reflection and introspection. All right, pile number 1. We shall just begin your reading shortly. Okay. Let me first take a look whether everything's coming in. Yes, more or less. All right. So pile number 1, what is it that you need to know during the solar eclipse? First and foremost, what is the pattern that you are going to be breaking with at this time? All right, so with the 3 of Cups, there are 2-3 things that come into mind. For some of you, you know, you do not go out and mingle with your friends, all right? And you, for a lot of you, you like to just stay in your home bodies, and you're selective about your friends. But even though you have a few friends and they are dear to you, you don't necessarily need to physically interact with them, all right? For some of you, this is where you are at. For others of you, you don't like staying alone at all. You love to go out and meet people, and you always want to be surrounded by your friends. You just don't like being left alone. Silence is something which makes you uncomfortable. It makes you, you know, all these demons in your head, they all come out and they bother you, and you don't like to do healing. You're running away from healing because there's something that is unpleasant, and you just like to surround yourself with friends. For a third category of you, there is a reconciliation that you have been waiting for, and you are now obsessing over it, all right? So depending on which category it is that you are in, either 1 or 2, because you can be in 2. The first and the second categories are opposing each other. The third one is neutral. You can have that as well, or just that in itself, all right? So you are being asked to break out of each cycle. So for those of you who don't like to mingle with people, and you're you know, like your silence, you're being asked to know the difference between enjoying your silence and becoming a recluse. Yes, if there is a period of time in which you need reflection, then see, with the reflection card and the introspection card, you are already doing it. But it has to be a healthy mix. You can't be on hermit mode forever. You know, you need to come back and mingle. Whatever you learn and whatever your you've carried out this whole introspection in this hermit mode, gone within, looking for answers. You reflected on the things that have happened, what you've said, what people have said, and the whole thing. After that, you're supposed to come back and mingle with people. It's supposed to be a healthy mix. So if you are just find that you're you know, with every passing day, you're preferring your company and only your company, and you don't even want to meet those closest to you, then there is something that you need to break. You need to actually force yourself out of your comfort zone and start, reaching out to people who that you are, you're comfortable with them and it's safe to speak to them. Start with that. Start it slowly. Don't rush into anything, but first of all, identify that this is what you're doing, that you just don't want to meet people and you want to be to yourself. If this is becoming unhealthy and you find that people around you, those close to you, are asking you, why is it that, you don't want to speak to anybody, then this is something for you to look at. You need to go out. Maybe you've done so much of introspection, and now it is what your next step is going to be, learning and getting clarity when you start mixing around and seeing people more. All right, so this is for the first category of you. This is a cycle that you need to break and get into mingling with people. For those of you who just do not like to stay alone because silence bothers them, and you get this feeling that all these unpleasant thoughts come into your head, then you are being asked to actually take some time out from all your friends and sit alone. Sit with yourself. Make that healthy bond with yourself, wherein it's okay for you, and it doesn't have to start with you just going into don't want to meet anyone the whole day. No, 10 minutes. Start with just 10 minutes. Or if you're super fidgety, start with 5 minutes of complete silence. Complete silence means no phones, no text, no reading, no TV, nothing, no music, no light music in the background, nothing, just you. All right, just sit for 5 minutes. Don't try and control your mind. We're not asking you to get into meditation, concentrate on a point, candle gazing, though those are very wonderful procedures to get your concentration better. But in the beginning, just close your eyes and let your mind try and focus between your eyebrows, and you will find that your mind runs away. Let it run. When you realize it's run away, bring it back. It'll run again. That is the nature of the mind. So let it run, but you want to bring it back, you bring it back every time. Slowly increase it. But you need this 10 minutes to yourself. If you can get this 10 minutes of complete quiet in nature, then wow, brilliant. If you cannot, do it even in some corner of your room where you won't be disturbed. If you can be consistent with the time, great, but it doesn't matter. Sometime during the day, start with 5 minutes if 10 minutes seem too much, but gradually increase it to 10. Maybe you can take 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, or 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, whatever you can spare. And this is going to give you great amount of clarity, and you will actually work on things which are difficult, and you will also realize that what you thought was so difficult and so scary was also the making of your imagination, and that when you actually deal with it, it is not so bad. With this death card coming here twice, there's going to be a major transformation, a major shift in your life. So for those of you who've been away from people, it's going to be transformative when you meet people, and in a good way. You might feel it's daunting, but it won't be so bad. All right. And for those of you who have to go within, the kind of answers you're going to get is going to be brilliant. And for those of you who are obsessing over a reconciliation, you're being asked to just let it go. Your relationship is transforming. Maybe something good will come of it, but as of now, just let it go. Concentrate on yourself, reflect, and I think you've done. You should know this fine line between reflecting on something and obsessing over something. It's just a fine line we don't realize. So now that you've come to this reading, and if you can resonate with it, you know what you have to do. All right. And what can you create when you change this energy and you get this beautiful sun energy? So this is for all three categories, whether you are in the obsessive mode, or you're in the recluse mode, or you're in always meeting people mode. What you're being asked to do is to change from whatever it is that you've been doing, whichever category that you have been in. You have to get in touch with your inner child and do what makes you really happy. So if your first response is, yes, I'm really happy being a recluse, or I'm really happy meeting friends all the time, or I'm really happy obsessing over this person who means so much to me, you're being told to do what it is. As a kid, you don't really do one thing. You are interested in life in itself. Everything is full of wonder for you. If you see a ladybird, you're thrilled. If you see a blade of, water droplet on a blade of grass, that is fascinating. Everything is fascinating. You see a pebble or a stone or a feather, anything you want to collect it, anything shiny fascinates you. So what is it that you really like to do? Was it dancing? Was it writing? Was it singing? Some hobby. You're being asked to replace this energy of yours with something that fills you with joy, something that you actually look forward to every single day, which you have been overlooking for some time now. And what new cycle is opening for you? And you get the Four of Pentacles. So right now, this is not being revealed to you, pile number one. What new cycle is coming up is not being revealed to you. The universe is being quiet about it, because the universe says that you will find out what the cycle is going to be when you start coming into the sun energy, wherein you start doing things that bring you absolute joy. When this happens, you'll find your new cycle has begun. And it's already taking you into this direction, because this is going to give you a lot of answers. All right, this is a very transformative period, very powerful period. All right, and what unexpected change is happening around you? And you get the Judgment card. So for those of you who are obsessing over this reconciliation, maybe that's happening for you. You're getting a second chance. It may not work out the way you want it, but it will work out in a way that will actually make you happy. Wherever it is, it's going to take you to a better place. Whether it works out your way or not, that's for you to see. For the other two categories with this Judgment card, again, what was it that made you go into reflection mode? You're getting a chance again to, reevaluate it or redo what you have not done in the past, or change the way you've handled things in the past. And for those of you who are always looking for people and always wanting to go out and not deal with yourself, again, you're getting a chance to deal with all those emotions which you're trying to suppress and hide. There is going to be a major transformation, all right? So there is going to be a lot of reflection during this time, introspection during this time. But what is going to get you out of this is getting in touch with your inner child, doing things, creative things which you loved as a child, which really brought you so much of joy, all right? And let your imagination run wild. Don't limit it. If you are an artist or whichever, a writer, whatever it is that you are, things that you like to do as a child. Even children used to love daydream. They love to daydream, and make such wonderful things possible in their head. Use your imagination. Don't be stuck. If you've been feeling you're in a stuck phase, that's because you're getting too serious with life, all right? And for some of you, you may feel you're in touch with your inner child because you're always going out, but others are not meant to make you happy. That happiness, that exuberance has to come from within, all right? And this is the time wherein you're going to get a chance to work on it, and don't run away from it. If you recognize this pattern, and if you've come to this reading, just make sure that you, little by little, step by step, just break out of it. All right? For those of you who are in recluse mode, go for a small walk. Don't have to go for a walk when the maximum number of people are out, the prime time. Go maybe half an hour before or half an hour later, so that you meet a few people, but they're not so many. Reach out to friends, or if you find that is too much for you, then at least give a friend a call. From a text message, move into giving a person a call, maybe FaceTime someone. So you're just taking one step forward. Same as I said, for those who love to be with people, 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes once a day, then make it 5 minutes twice a day, maybe 10 minutes once a day, depending on what, till you get comfortable with doing that. And for those thinking about someone, you are going to get a second chance with this person. But if you want it sooner, let it go right now. and work on yourself. All right, so that's all I have for you, pile number 1. I hope this reading gives you some clarity and you're able to be aware of what is happening. Be mindful during these next month or so that when these energies come, you're able to process it to your benefit. All right, and with that, sending you lots of love and light. Bye bye. Pile number 2, those of you who have chosen the Tarot of the Golden Wheel and this beautiful Tourmaline crystal, to begin with, know that you are protected. So whatever comes through or whatever you're dealing with at this time, just know that you're protected and you are safe. And now I think I will just switch this off. I've done it, the first pile, the other way, and I just saw the reflection now of this light here. So hopefully this is better for you. Right, so I'm going to be shuffling and pulling out 4 cards from this tarot deck. We get the 9 of Cups, oh, you get 2 cards here, the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. The Ace of Swords, and the 6 of Wands. I love this deck, it's so beautiful. Now we're going to shuffle these cards here, the oracles as well, and then I will get into your reading after that. Fear, oops, faith, we're going to take out 2 cards from the Soul's Journey Oracle as well. Self-esteem, trust, and 1 card from the Star Quartz Oracle, Astro Oracle deck. Why am I shuffling so badly? It's actually very congested, this table. I've put so much on it. I was doing a lot of different readings, so and I will be doing some more. So I've got the decks out and there's a lot of stuff today, and I decided to get plants inside. I wanted to work with earth energy for some reason. I wanted to have plants. I usually don't get them inside very often. Aquarius, collaborate. All right, we'll keep that here. Okay, pile number 2. Those of you who've been drawn to the Tarot of the Golden Wheel, and oh my lord, I just hope this has been a clear reading for you. You know, I just hope I don't have to re-record it, because sorry about that. I need to get a little more mindful, well, for one. Alright, so getting back to your reading, we hadn't really started. I've just laid out your cards, right? So now, first and foremost, during the solar eclipse, what pattern will you be breaking? Alright, or you need to break at this time. And you get the Nine of Cups. Now, for those of you who are already into tarot and who see Nine of Pentacles and usually feel really thrilled because it talks about wish fulfillment, and you're wondering why should we ever break the cycle of wish fulfillment, well, what's coming to me with this is, for some of you out there, you are struggling with an alcohol addiction. All right, take it if it resonates. If it doesn't, choose another pile. But for those, just listen to this portion of it, and if you feel that it doesn't resonate, please choose another pile. So for some of you out there, you are struggling with an alcohol addiction in particular. For others of you, it could be any kind of addiction. All right, anything that brings you joy. It could be gaming, it could be anything, any form of addiction, whether it's food, whether it's substances, whether it is alcohol, as I already mentioned, whether it's gaming, whether it's porn, whatever it is that keeps you hooked onto it, which numbs you, and whatever it is that, if there's any sort of fear, which, because of this card out here, there's something which you're not ready to deal with. It brings anxiety into your life, and whenever that comes into your mind, you start indulging in this particular activity. For each of you it's different, you'll know what it is. But now with the solar eclipse coming here, it is time for you to break free from this cycle. All right, this is eating into your system. This will not cause you any wish fulfillment. It is temporary numbing, but it will come back even more viciously. Instead of doing this, just have, just look at these two opposing energies, fear. And how does fear go? With faith. And faith, if you say that you're an atheist, does not matter. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself that you will bring yourself out of any situation and get what you want without addiction, without being dependent on anything or anybody. All right? The universe has your back. This fear is becoming so huge in your head because you are letting it. It is not such a big thing, and you are powerful. In fact, repeat this every day, morning and night, when you wake up and just before you go to sleep, that there is no energy that is stronger than you. And look at this, what has come for you here. You remember what I said in the beginning? I didn't even see the cards. I've live shuffled it in front of you. This is what I said. You are safe. So this fear that you have is in your head. It's not going to happen. Everything is going to work out for you, and you are divinely protected. All right? I could have taken any other crystal and put it here because I had a crystal point, a clear quartz point, and an amethyst point. I don't know why I was called to use this one. It is for you, pile number 2. You're dealing with some sort of fear or anxiety, and you're being told by the universe you are protected. Don't worry. Don't be in your head and get out of this addiction, because this is making things worse. All right? And how can you create something else to take, so that, when you come out of an addiction, something that you've always been used to, you've been used to either playing your game or just watching TV or just watching Netflix or whatever it is that you do, or it's substances, as I said. When you stop that, you'll suddenly have lots of time in your hand and you don't know what to do with it. And you've not yet dealt with this. So what are you supposed to do? And this is what you get. Look at that. The Wheel of Fortune and the Magician, both major arcana, because this is the right time to do it, and you're meant to do it now. You can manifest whatever it is that you want, and you know what you want. The wheel is turning in your favor. Whatever you set your sights on, you will get, provided you come out of this. And when you come out of this, because you know that you're protected, you're divinely protected, whatever this fear is, it is in your head. And whatever it is, you're being asked. Look at these beautiful cards here. Pile number 2. You have this fear here, all right? And what did I say to you? I said that you will repeat to yourself, there is no energy stronger than mine. And when you do that, this is what happens. You increase your self-esteem. You do not need anybody. If you have faith in the divine, great. But if you have faith in yourself, that's good enough, because the divine resides within you. All right? So you need to work on your self-esteem, on your self-love, and trust yourself, trust the universe. Things are working out fine. You are divinely protected. You will get your answers soon. But right now, you need to first work on this addiction. Give it up. Slowly. Nothing happens overnight. When you make one small effort in the right direction, give yourself a pat on the back for it. Take it further. Take it further. If required, depending on which stage you are in, whether you can manage it on your own or you need professional help, seek professional help. No, there is absolutely no stigma attached to that. You may have been once upon a time, but people see things for what it is. Sometimes you really need to reach out. If you can't reach out to someone close to you, you don't feel you can trust, reach out to a professional. All right? And learn to trust yourself more than anything. You know, people don't trust others when they actually don't trust themselves. It's an ego thing, you know, and you really, really need to work on that. You are good enough, pile number 2. We all have fear, okay? We all have fear, and when we finally deal with it, we realize that we have spent so much of time living with so much of agony for nothing, because we make it larger than it is in our heads. And you are being told that you are divinely protected. So show yourself out there. Do what it is that you want to do. And there is something powerful you have in mind you want to manifest with this magician here on the Wheel of Fortune. And if you manifest this now and you work towards it, it's going to come to you. Everything is working in your favor. And what is holding you back? Your fear and your lack of, belief in yourself. Lack of self-love, lack of self-worth, lack of self-esteem. And what are you doing? Instead of dealing with your fear and holding it by the horns and telling yourself you're good enough, you are numbing yourself. And this beautiful thing that is waiting to happen, that's just waiting for you to give it some time and attention, and maybe in some cases affection. This will come to you. It may be a person that you want, but you don't have the confidence because you are giving this to your head. This is very 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords energy. It is not true. It is all your imagination. Maybe there is one small little bit of truth in it, and it's nothing that you can't overcome. And what cycle is opening up for you? Yes, you are getting the truth. Once you sit down and decide you are not going to let whatever it is numb you, and you are going to take control over your life. You think, yes, whatever's happened in my life, I am responsible for it. I am powerful enough to overcome it, no matter how long it takes. And I am going to be kind to myself during this journey. All right? And then the truth starts coming out to you. All right? And if you need to collaborate with people, trust them. Collaborate with people. Reach out for help if you need. With this Aquarius card here, for some of you, you are Aquarians. For others of you, you are dealing with one. And for others of you, it's just about collaboration. Learn to collaborate with people. Ask for help if required. Just like you would go and help others out if they needed it and you were in a position to help, in the same way, people will be ready to help you. But you need to ask. This is a very powerful time for you, pile number 2. Wonderful things are waiting to happen. You have to come out of this though. For a few of you, it may not even be an addiction. It's just you getting used to the good life, in the sense that you'd rather laugh it off and be casual about it in a way to avoid this. But the bottom line, what lies beneath, whichever way you are dealing with this situation, the underlying things are this fear and lack of self-esteem. And what unexpected change is happening behind the scenes which you're not aware of. 6 of Wands. Victory. Victory is going to be yours. You have some great dream. There is some great vision that you have. You have the skill for it. You have all the things that you need to make magic happen. You have the wisdom. You have the intellect. You have the idea. You have so much of emotion and love for this particular thing that, you know, your heart and your head are in the same direction. All right. You have the resources, financial resources, material resources required for it. And last but not the least, you are creative. You know how to weave magic. And the universe is saying you're divinely protected and the wheel is turning in your favor. This is what is waiting to happen. It's going to happen behind the scenes. But you are trying your level best to not let it happen by self-sabotage. So my dear pile number 2, this is a very powerful time for you. If this reading, it's either your reading or it isn't. If it does resonate with you, even a 10%, and if you feel that, yes, you know, you may feel that I don't have anything in my mind, I'm not thinking. You are not thinking about anything because you're stuck here. Depending on where you are, there is a way out. First of all, there is a way out. And you are stronger than anything that you're addicted to. Remember that. You know, the first thing when I saw a video, when I just started out this with this journey, and we're talking about crystal, this is for this and that is for that. And the first thing what is her name? The heart alchemist, Christina Lopes, all right? It was one of her videos that I saw, and she said that just remember, all these things are there to aid you. They are not you. You are the person that makes the magic happen. You are the person who is this, who's going to do it. The magic is within you. These things assist you, but you don't give your power to them. That, oh, I can't carry this out if the crystal is not here. No, you can. This just helps you. That's all. And in your case, you're being told, yes, it's there. You're protected. This is to pass you a message. But what you need to do is, the magician is right there. You're there, but the magician is not seeing themselves as a magician. They'd rather run away from it. But you are protected. Have faith, believe, trust. Maybe you are someone who doesn't trust easily. And that's because of this fear, which is always there inside of you. You're anxious. And because you don't trust yourself enough. So pile number 2, this is the time. You've lived this hell for a while now, I feel. And it's time for you to move into brighter things because it's waiting. The universe is waiting to give it to you. The box is ready. The gift is packed. You need to turn up to take it. So if this resonates with you, there is no judgment here. Sending you lots of love and light. Just do this. It's a very powerful time for you, pile number 2. All right? And we are with you every step of the way. All right? Take care and slowly and steadily, if required, get professional help. Come out of this and start working. And don't worry about time. Oh, I'm already too late. It's not going to happen. Time doesn't work the way we think it does. There is plenty of time. Plenty of time. Even if when you're watching this, you're 60 years old, 70 years old, does not matter. There is plenty of time. So wherever you are, whatever age you are, 80-year-old, which whoever's watching my channel, because I think the maximum age till now that's watching my channel is up to about 70s, 60s and 70s. But even if I have 80s and 90s watching here, if you have been in this energy, you've been in this energy for far too long, but now you're going to break out of it. All right, and you are going to liberate yourself and live your best life yet. All right, so wishing you lots of love and light. Hello, pile number 3. Those of you who had chosen the third pile, which was the Modern Witch Tarot, as well as this Amethyst point. Something wonderful happened during your reading, and I'm being sarcastic. I began your reading, I shuffled the cards, and I was talking to you, and the whole time we carried on and on, and I was halfway through your reading when the phone rang, and I realized I hadn't put it on airplane mode, and I was going to stop the reading, and I saw it was already stopped, and this the frame was of this call. So I disconnected the call, and I came back to my reading, and then I finished with the rest of the reading. And now when I've gone back, I just realized, thankfully I've not moved away the cards, but because this is a very brilliant reading. And when I went back, I realized that whatever I recorded after the call was the only thing I recorded. The rest of the time I've forgotten to switch on the record button, which is so, it's never happened. I think this will be the 377th video, and it has never happened till date, but it was meant to happen at this time. Yes, we are in Mercury retrograde, aren't we? I should have known. Good. So anyway, the good part is I haven't taken these cards off, and they're just like that, and I just went to check. So we'll start from the very beginning. All right, so what I was telling you here is, when I saw this crystal, is for a lot of you, you are, we've all endowed with psychic gifts, but very few of us who are in touch with them. And this pile, who've chosen this particular pile, you are gifted and you're aware of it. Your sixth sense is very strong, your intuition is very strong. All right, and for a lot of you, you are astrologers and tarot readers, and you may have done different readings for yourself, and you may be just coming here for a confirmation of sorts, or just to check it out, because we love to look at a lot of readings. I look at a lot of readers and a lot of readings too. They're very inspirational. So now what this is a solar eclipse reading, as I had said earlier, and what pattern it is that you're going to break during this time, and you get the Queen of Swords. So you have been in a period of frustration, pile number 3, because you are those wonderful people with the Queen of Swords energy. This is Libra energy with balance here, you can see that. Also with love here, which is the card of Venus, and again the Empress is Libra and Taurus, ruled by Venus again. So there's a lot of Libra energy here, a bit of Taurus. But what I see here is that you have been very kind. You don't like arguments, you don't like fights, you like to be fair to everybody. And in doing that, you have been, you have had loose boundaries. And this is the pattern that you're going to break. All right? And you have been frustrated enough, but you don't tell people that because you don't want to be, upset anybody. All these people are dear to you. Your sense of fairness is very strong, but now you've come to the realization that while being fair to everyone, you're being unfair to yourself. And now you've come to this energy, the Queen of Swords. She can be diplomatic. She's extremely charming, but she's also very experienced, and you have had that enough and more of experience, and so no one can fool her. No one can pull cotton wool over her eyes. All right, she knows. So if you are good to her, she's going to be good to you, but you try and pull a trick and do not respect her brains, and you think that you got one up on her, she's going to cut you down to size, and you won't even know what hit you. All right. So this is the energy that you are embracing irrespective of your gender. All right. You are coming to this energy because now you've realized you've had loose boundaries, and so people have been taking advantage of your niceties, and now it's time to show them that you know what you want. You've just been nice, and now enough is enough. So you are embracing this beautiful energy. All right. And this is the pattern that you are breaking, and in doing so, I don't even know if I'm going to be repeating myself, because I'm going to speak some more, because I know I was here when the call happened. All right. So the rest of it I've spoken about. So what I'm going to say here is that what you're going to create in its place is that, because you have come into this energy and you're coming into balance, because you realize that it was unfair when you were looking at the fairness for everyone. You've left yourself out, so that is not balance. Now you're giving yourself as much credit as you would give those people around you, and your interests are also important, and you realize that. Now you find that decision making, which is again one, Librans usually get a bad rap for the fact that they are indecisive, but it's not that they're indecisive, it's just that they take a longer time to decide because they don't want to be unfair to anyone. But you have come into that balance now, pile number 3. And so this 2 of Pentacles is something of the past. You are able to do things and see them for what they are and take decisive action. So this is what is coming in the place of, earlier on trying to, used to feel if you do this, these people are going to be happy. If you do that, those people are going to be happy. And you didn't know what to do, and you used to get frustrated trying to make everyone happy. But now you follow the truth, and you've come into balance, and you realize, I am following this truth, and whoever has to be happy will be. Whoever doesn't have to be happy doesn't have to be, because you're not responsible for their frustration. You do what is right, and you do what from a place of balance. So that way you are happy, so you make the best decisions because you're in balance, and the rest will follow. All right. And I hope the rest is covered in the other part of the reading. Sorry about that. I hope to chop that portion off. I think I have a recorded voice on this from the call, but anyway, getting back to your reading. Yes, so you are now being able to be more decisive because you're coming into balance, and you're breaking this pattern of keeping quiet and taking nonsense from everyone. You've had it enough. No matter how close whoever is, they need to come clean. All right, so this is beautiful energy for you. Now, what new cycle is opening up? Yes, you get the brilliant offering from the divine, from the universe. You get Ace of Pentacles. You are going to get a new opportunity, which, depending on how interested, what you want to do, you have this great opportunity that's going to come for you to do something which brings you, something which is tangible. You're going to get some sort of new opportunity in your work, in your professional life, or even otherwise, something that you've been looking for. An opportunity for that is coming. All right. And it is up to you to take advantage of this. And if you do, you can actually end up being the Empress. In fact, you're meant to be the Empress. So there is no not taking this opportunity. It's going to be lucrative enough. And now that you learn to stand up for yourself, this is inevitable. All right. So this is, again, wonderful, wonderful energy for you. And what unexpected change is happening? You are coming to this Empress energy because you have come into balance, and the Empress is the Queen of Queens. So you were always charming like the Queen of Pentacles and grounded. You always have a lot of love like the Queen of Cups. You've always been able to attract things to yourself. The only thing that was lacking, which was keeping you in this cycle, my dear pile number 3, was your inability to tell people to keep quiet when you needed to. All right, to tell people to just come clean, to just cut them off and take no nonsense. But now you've got enough experience of that, and you have broken that cycle. And with breaking that cycle, you become the Queen of Queens. You embody all the 4 queens and their traits. And so you are going to be extremely abundant. Maybe you don't feel it this way, because when you've started you coming into this energy, you will find a lot of people are going to, this frustration that you felt because of having loose boundaries, now they are going to feel, because they can't have their way with you. They can't, get you to do whatever it is that they wanted. And this is going to be very liberating for you, frustrating for them. But that's okay. They have to deal with things fairly. They should also understand what balance is all about. But you are in balance and you come into this beautiful, beautiful Empress energy. You don't see it yet, but it's coming. All right? And you're being asked to surrender to whatever this is. When this opportunity comes, maybe for a lot of you, you'll wonder what it is. For some of you, it's got to do with a connection with this alliance and this Ace of Pentacles here. For some of you, it's going to be an alliance as far as your work is concerned, all right? Or it could be a romantic relationship, but this person wants to also do something with you, in the sense that start a business with you or collaboration with you, something like that, all right? And this is going to bring you a lot of abundance, all right? And for some of you, this has got to do with love alone. There is some, maybe there's someone that's coming your way and you are going to be, united with maybe a divine counterpart. Maybe you're not looking for love at this time, or looking for whatever this collaboration is, or this alliance that someone wants to have with you as far as your business is concerned, or in love. But you are being told that this is something which you don't see behind the scenes. This one opportunity is going to make you the Empress, because you've come into balance now. All right, that is why the universe is giving this to you. Just surrender. Just go with the flow. Don't say no. Just go with the flow and see what comes. You can always say no later on if you don't like it. But don't say no before knowing what it is. Go with the flow. This is the universe's way of, gifting you something, because you have finally stepped up, broken out of a pattern which was no longer serving you. All right. So this is beautiful, beautiful reading, and pretty, with the previous two piles, there were many categories of people for this first thing, but this is very specific. It's just one message coming from this card here. All right. So my dear pile number 3, you are on your way to being the Empress, whether or not you're feeling that way right now. And there's going to be a brilliant opportunity coming to you this time. And if you have not yet embodied this energy of the Queen of Swords, and if you're still taking a lot of things from people around you because they're family, because they've been in your life for a very long time, because you genuinely care about them, no one's telling you not to care about them. Please do all that you can for them. But first, take care of yourself and tell them this is what is okay with me and this is what is not okay. Say it politely, say it with love. Those who are meant to stay in your life will take it in the right way. Otherwise, they are welcome to stay in their state of frustration. They will also learn eventually. But you've got wonderful things waiting to happen. So it's very important that you have those boundaries in place. All right. So having said that, I wish you lots of love and light. Take care. Bye bye.